to our reading for Thursday, the 5th of January 2017. Remember, it's a general reading. See what feels right for you. See which signs, symbols, bells, whistles, messages, energies resonate for you and bring you clarity to what you're wondering, concerned, confused, inquiring, dreaming, praying about. We're all children of God. We're all psychic. We're not all going through the same thing at the same time, at the same pace. So see what feels right for you. It could be one sign, and that brings you clarity. It could be the whole reading. It could make sense later. In the end, always use your logic and intuition together to make sound decisions based in love for the highest, greatest good of everybody. So we're all uplifted in love. See how it feels for you. How you ride these energetic waves that come through here is always up to you. Is it your wave? Is it not your wave? Are you waiting for another wave, preparing for that wave, crashing into the wave, riding the wave, or ignoring the wave? Also, feel free to make this an interactive video if you want to pull some cards for yourself. And if you have some time, try to check out the links below. See if there's more signs and depth to this reading in the music, in the lyrics, in the tunes. Just enjoy the music. Thank you for joining me. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in a moment for the reading. Hey, welcome to our reading for Thursday, the 5th of January 2017. We're going to start with one card from the Guardian Angel Tarot. Let's see what kind of energy is coming through for the day. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, our higher self, angels, and energies of love have for the highest and greatest good of all. Let's get clarity, focus into the energies coming through today, and wisdom for us all to ride these energies best. Let's start with one card and get a nice focus point for the day. Wisdom for Thursday, hold on, that's too many. Thursday, January 5th, 2017. One card to get a nice focus for the day. Thursday. The Three of Action. So I just thought of Terror Fabulous Action out of nowhere, so I'll put that below. That is one of my faves, so I don't mind putting it more than once in a playlist. Three of Action is, right, it's the Three of Rods. It's understanding that your ship is coming in, that it's already on its way. The message is already making its way towards you. Your, I feel like it's when your creativity and when your energy is just ready to move. It's ready to get in the car and go somewhere, get on that boat and move, but it hasn't quite happened yet, so there's still some preparation that has to happen now. So you have some time to pack. You have some time to plan. Sometimes you have to move fast and grab a bunch of things, and don't take all the heavy luggage. Just take what you need and go. Sometimes you can plan and, you know, coordinate when that ship is going to dock. You know, I just heard Dock of the Bay, but the SARA BAREILLES version, like, sitting in the morning sun, I've been sitting when the evening comes. Wow, that came out of nowhere. So, like, I really, really like the piano in that and how she's amazing live. So maybe there's practicing, you've been practicing, maybe it's doing something on the spot once it's there. I feel like when the three, it's like, you know, something's coming, you know, something is building up, you know, you have to do something, you know, you have to go somewhere, but you just have to wait for that call. You have to wait for the door to open. You have to make that call. You have to prepare for something a little bit more, and it's going to arrive soon. So it's sort of like active waiting. You know that something's coming. You know you're waiting for a reason, for a good reason, but there's still that little bit of time you have before you get there, before you can relax, before you can get the ball moving and see how the progression is happening. It's like you haven't reached that environment yet to know. So you have a good idea, you have a good, like, you know, almost like map in your head of what's going to happen, but until you have the experience and move forward with that energy and that actual creative energy inside of you. I'm feeling that force to move. You don't quite know everything yet. So it's moving towards working with others as well, getting on board with something new, perhaps getting on board with more than one thing at once. And this is the time when you can look around you and see how much time you want to spend on, you know, this ship or on that path going down that direction. And if you need a little balance, I'm seeing like city, country even, or different locations. Perhaps you have a job where you move around. You get on a plane, you go to one location. You get on a plane, you go to another location. Or it's that, maybe that in between. It's when you're stuck at the airport in between locations. What are you going to do? You just have to wait. You know your plane's going to arrive. You know you're coming from somewhere or going towards someplace else. Something's going to happen. You're going to make it. You know, you're going to make it to your destination, make it to that conversation, make it to that communication, that relationship. I'm getting like new job, new location, maybe just out of town for, you know, the weekend or something like that, but you haven't arrived. It's like even you like having a crush on somebody for a while, or having like feelings of passion and love for a while, and you can think about all the fun things you do with that person, but you haven't had the date yet. Or you had the date and you thought about all these awesome things you could do together, but never had date 2 yet. You have to still wait for date 2 to come through to see if all those ideas and those conversations that you had on date 1 are actually going to happen, or if it was just like, you know, all talk, you know? So it's figuring out what's real and what you want to put your energy into, and what was just, I'm getting like flaky, like not, this is like the real, like really getting on board with something. It's not the flaky talk. It's also people that really want to get on board with you. Like, you know, whether it's that they're just inspired by seeing you do something, you know, you have enough fuel in your tank, passion in your drive, light, you know, signaling out, coming from you, that it's signaling to the right people, you know? And it's also maybe like signaling the wrong people away. You know, if your light is a little too bright for somebody, maybe they're just going to be like, I'm going to go the other way, or that situation is going to go away, so that the correct light, frequency, brightness, feeling, energy comes towards you. So it's also like maybe I'm getting like attraction and like repulsion. Like, you know, sometimes you can have energy like the red aura, like that primal, instinctual, sexual, physical, like Mars, like energy, you know, can be like really hot, really passionate, or really angry, or, you know, work towards those energies to move towards the creative energy, so it's productive. I'm still getting that it's productive though. Maybe you need to work out some passionate energy so you feel like it's going somewhere productive. You feel like it's moving somewhere. So maybe it's just doing something in the meantime while you're waiting for the plane, waiting for that conversation, that relationship, where you feel like that itchy energy in you is maybe not coming out exactly where you're thinking about or wanting to put it into, but what you can do with what you have at the moment. I'm getting you leaving all baggage behind, finding some grounding, you know, and security in what you have to bring, what you want to bring with you, what you want to take along in your suitcase this time, and not all that extra stuff. And I see you like, I guess it doesn't have to be a plane. I almost see like getting in a car, getting on a train, getting in a cab, taking a walk, getting on a bike, something kind of simple where it's you, what you need, and that's it. And going to a new location, or meeting somebody along the way and the two of you are going somewhere and you're kind of light, carefree. I'm getting like child energy, like riding the bikes, playing tag, or like taking a walk in the woods. I don't know where this is coming from. 3 of action. Maybe you have like time to kill and it's just going on a walk. You know, it's having a good conversation then. Having some inspiration through nature on that walk, doing something a little different, doing something active with your time. I'm seeing somebody knit for some reason, like knitting, or, you know, maybe you have to wait for something and it's doing something active meditation, you know, something with movement, but that brings you back into you. Maybe some answers are coming through, or reconnection inside of you, because after this, you got to hit the gas tank. You know, it's going to be moving, and it's moving towards stability, excitement. I'm getting wheels again. So 3 of action is things are working out beautifully. Now that your ship has come in, it's time to decide what your next big project will be. You may choose to continue to build upon your successes or move onto something entirely different. Be willing to travel if necessary. So I'm getting that, like, maybe get a phone call, get an idea, get an inspiration, or, you know, you get inspired to make a call, and then you make the call and it's available now. Now's the time to go. Like, oh, you weren't quite ready, but you got to act. You got to make a quick decision on something, but I feel like you can trust your instincts with this one. Trust that if you thought of something that came through and you made that phone call or reached out, or, you know, there were synchronicities, or that same sign kept coming through and then you acted upon it, that your instincts will still be on. Your higher self will, you know, help you along. God's on your side, the universe. I feel like there's a divine timing thing going on. So you are involved somehow with this divine timing. The right door opening up, you know, the right door closing at the right time so the right door can open up. So you could have 2 doors open right now and figuring out, you know, how much time to go in one direction, how much time to go in the other direction. It could be, you know, working at one job and starting a home business. Having, you know, I'm seeing like a couple, like being together, and all of a sudden maybe a baby's coming on board. That changes, you know, how you go through those doors and what your schedule involves with every day and what you do. So it's adapting to that, you know, there's something new coming in. Or it could be just you always doing something your way and entering into a relationship. Now you have to adjust your schedule because there's someone else involved, someone else's schedule involved, and you want to make room. You want to see them. We want it to happen. They want it to happen for you, but it takes adjustment. You know, how much time can you spend away from your job, or what can you change over here to add more time here? Maybe instead of going to the gym, you can go running together. You know, you can make something happen and release something that was just a burden or just stagnant or really not working for you, and move something around that works for you today. There's something coming through that's going to work, and make it happen. Make it feel like you're sailing. You're going somewhere. This is like happening. You know, it makes you feel like you want to go back again. You want to do it again. You want to give it another try. Somebody wants to give it another try, another go with you. I keep seeing, like, it's weird. Usually this card is a person standing at the end of the water and the ships are coming in, or you're waiting for something. Sometimes there are suitcases around you and you're like getting prepared to get on something. But I keep seeing somebody, like, you're on the boat, you're in the car, you're in the driver's seat, and I kind of see it opposite today for some reason. Like, you're moving towards something, you're going somewhere, you're literally traveling, but there's that other person that's usually you, or in this card, waiting for you. There's something waiting for you to reach out. Somebody's waiting for a decision from you, maybe. Waiting for, I hear confusion. Maybe somebody's confused about timing, or when to be there, when you're arriving, what's going on, if you're ever coming, if you're ever going to make a connection. Maybe it's like making a schedule, making it happen, making that connection, and it happens. I feel like it's that magnetic attraction and not the repulsion thing. So maybe you're like starting to be like repelled by other things. Maybe it's just little things that are slowly pushing your boat towards a certain way, but I feel like you're on the boat. You know, I don't feel like you're waiting on the shore very long. If you are, you're doing something about it. You're doing something with your energy, and you're getting ready to get on that boat. Or I feel like you're going to be itchy and just want to, like, build a boat yourself and make it happen. So do what you need to do. You know, I feel like you're on target with something, or you're heading towards a target and somebody's waiting for you, and it's going to work. Something's going to be understood, healed, magnified, built upon, start fresh, start brand new, feel like, almost like, you know, when you think something's going to happen, you have like, maybe you're nervous or something like that, and you have like the pre-conversation in your head, like, oh, I don't know what I'll say, or I don't know what this is. Maybe this is somebody who's had a lot of, like, you know, what will be, what will happen, projections in their head. It's nothing like that when you get there, or it's way better than that, or your instincts are on, and I'm getting, get out of your head a little bit. Like, don't think about it so much. Just get on the boat and start sailing. See, you know, how it feels when you're there. See how it feels when you get there, you know? And maybe if you're nervous or you're thinking too much, do something else in the meantime. Maybe just listen to some music, do something else, you know, and take your mind off of it so much. So I'm getting nerves, but like butterfly nerves, like cute nerves, if that makes sense, like young, like you don't know what's going to happen. It's sort of exciting, but it's sort of like, don't know what's going to happen or where this is going to go, but you want to do it. You want to get on board. And I still see somebody on the shore waiting for you. Like either, even if they didn't know you were coming, they like inside knew you were coming in synchronicity, or they were there, or they felt you were coming, or maybe didn't know it was going to be today, but like saw that, maybe like they saw this thing happening all along, never knew when it was going to happen, when it would finally come together, and maybe it's coming together soon. I hope that made sense for you. I'm not sure what that means, but I feel like it's you talking to somebody, meeting up with somebody, maybe out of a location you normally talk to that person in a different, I'm almost getting like, if two people have, even if you and your honey or you and your somebody have two different schedules, but you want to like go on vacation or meet somewhere, like you just get there on your own kind of thing, you know, your own two paths. And no matter how you got there or what you went through on the path, it's just great that you're finally there on board with something together. So this could be more than one person on board with you. You know, you could like get on board with one person, and it starts there, and you sail around and learn different things. And, you know, there's growth. It could be a business, a relationship, and maybe others get on board. That could be children, that could be family members, that could be new friends in your environment. This could be coworkers, you know, employees. You could start a business with one person, with yourself, with something else, and then you need some help. You need an assistant, or, you know, you want to reach out that torch, and somebody wants to learn your trade or your skill or your specialty or something like that, and there's like a exchange of energy later. But it starts slow. It starts by you getting on board, getting on the board of that boat, perhaps seeing if somebody else is there, or you meet up with someone else, and waiting. You know, don't make too many plans, because I feel like the journey might change the plans, if that makes sense. So let's clarify with one card from another tarot deck. I wanted to say the Morgan Greer, but this is the Hanson Roberts. So maybe Morgan Greer tarot deck is important. I don't have that close, but one card from the Hanson Roberts to clarify the Three of Rods, the Three of Action. It takes being creative in your action, in your energy, to make it move. You have to think a little bit outside the box. It's going to be a little bit different than you expect. It's going to be a little bit outside the lines of the plans that you have. So you have to stretch. I'm seeing a rubber band, like almost like reaching to your new shoes, your new goal, your new destination, but not quite seeing it all yet. But once it starts, it like takes off. But also still having, you know, a foot or an energy or something that's understanding, maybe a part of you. I'm getting like a child, maybe like something that you carried with you, like an attribute, a skill or something like that that you have had since a child. And now it's funny, it's like I see child's shoes and adult shoes, but they're both yours on the same foot. I'm not sure what I'm getting here. So like Cinderella coming through here. All right, let's continue. Let's get another card for the Three of Action. Things are working out beautifully now that your ship has come in, or coming in soon. You know something's happened. You can feel it. It's time to decide what the next big project will be. You may choose to continue to build upon your successes, or move on to something entirely different. Be willing to travel if necessary. So there's that being flexible, that rubber band. Maybe that's you. Maybe there's somebody else that was like ready to snap before you felt they might snap if you approach them, and maybe it's just doing it slowly, you know, just stretching something a little bit, opening up a little bit so you can see how far it goes. I'm feeling like don't really test that and pull it as far as you can. Just give a little tug, you know, a little bit of tension, And that might be the perfect tension to get something moving, like circulating, you know, rather than pushing it to its limits. Maybe that was something that happened in the past, and now you found that perfect tension, that perfect energy to, I just keep seeing things like wheels spinning, gears spinning, clocks, maybe something like that, like, you know, oil. Oil in your gears, maybe, like, it makes me think of like really good olive oil and how it has that beautiful film over your tongue, over everything, you know, that pellet. Maybe olive oil or an olive branch, reaching out an olive branch, peace, forgiveness, understanding, you know, what you went through, what someone else went through. Maybe there's an understanding coming through. Let's get another card for the 3 of Action for Thursday, January 5th. 2017. That's the Emperor. All right, so you're moving towards major stability. You know, this starts with maybe a plan of action, you know, an experience, a conversation, something, but it's bringing you really good stability. It's putting you in the driver's seat. It's making you, like, feel in control. The Emperor could be you. This could be really good advice coming through today. It could be that big Papa energy that comes through that just resonates in you, and you're like, that's what I needed. That's that thing that I needed to do that'll make it work. It was like that key. You know, it was that focus point. It was the bigger picture all at once that you needed to make it feel like it could actually circulate and work. The Emperor is the Emperor because he has experience. She has experience, not just because you got the job out of nothing. It's because you have it in you to be in that position the whole time. Perhaps you had to go through something first. You know, you had to, I'm seeing the stables for some reason. Like, I see this Emperor out with horses, like hanging out with the horse. I'm not sure how that's coming through. Like in the horse stables, like, you know, like maybe like mucking the horse stalls, or doing some work, you know, doing something where we have horses, you have to be responsible. It's also your instincts, being grounded, maybe breaking through something, breaking free, finding freedom and stability, strength. It's such a powerful, magnificent animal. I don't know why the horse is coming through. Maybe something with your Chinese zodiac, or the horse is the totem animal for you, or you have horses, or I feel like the horse understands our physical, you know, our physical, and it understands all of us. You have to, like, become one with the horse, and the horse is meant to ride along the earth, the terrain of the earth. So it's like it helps us. It helps us use our instincts, tap into the earth. I feel like it's terrain all of a sudden. So you're going for a ride on the horse, and you have to, like, not force the horse to do anything, force your instincts to do anything, just ride along with something. Fall into something naturally. Fall into the right canter, the right pace, the right beat for you on your specific terrain, if that makes sense. So it might be a different pace going through the woods, through the dark, you know, over the logs and through the woods, you know, to grandmother's house, than it is through the desert, riding along the sun. You know, maybe it's taking a break, getting off your horse for a little bit, restoring your energy, you know, sitting down, making some plans, getting organized about something because of what you saw on your journey, coming back home, finding balance in the kingdom. This is the big male energy of the tarot. It's number 4 major arcana. So this could be a person, you know, a real powerful, understanding, logical person that can help you out, bring some wisdom into your day. Or this could be you in a specific situation, and you're just bringing that knowledge, bringing that wisdom to somebody else, and getting them, you know, on board with something, whether it's on their own ship or on your ship. You know, this could be the boss in a situation. This could be the father in a situation, male or female. It's that do, you know, you're going to make it work. You're going to make it happen. You're going to build something and make it work. Energy in you, but it comes from experience. Even if you were thrown into the fire early, a little bit young, you gain that experience fast. You know, you realize how I'm getting, like, being adaptable. So if you're thrown in the fire something fast and you don't have all the experience yet, you can still be adaptable and use your instincts and just go with the flow and figure it out as you go. I feel like this person's very quick. You know, if they don't know everything, they know who to call. They know how to make it work. They know, all right, what they can use around them and not get stuck in the worry. They just see what they can do, see what they have been through, see what is possible, what is not possible, and what needs to be attended to first and what can be put on the back burner. So it's attending to the stuff that needs to be attended to first, taking action where you know it needs to be, and being responsible today. You know, attending to your responsibilities. I hear closure. So maybe you need to have closure somewhere so you can have some production somewhere else. It's definitely taking charge of something. You need to take charge of something today. So, you know, get your stuff in order, make some plans before that boat arrives, get your suitcase packed, leave behind what you don't need, get ready, make those calls, and get ready to go, because you're going to be in charge of the situation coming through for you. You know, this opportunity that's coming towards you. The energies that want to work with you because you have this powerful, magnificent energy here. That is what they respect. That's what they want to work with. They don't want to work with someone who doesn't know what they're doing. Even if you're young, this is that confident energy coming through. Ultimate confidence. Sometimes, just want to mention, this could be somebody you know really stubborn and so confident and stuck in their head that maybe they think that's the only way to do it and they won't budge, and they're not going to get on board with you, or they're only going to get on board with you if you ... And that could be good. That could be the structure you need if they really know what they're doing and they're a good emperor trying to really help you out. But sometimes this person's just an asshole and they're only trying to help themselves. In that case, it's up to you to help yourself and maybe get off of that ship, learn from what you got there and what you want to do and what you gained out of that observation, that interaction, that situation, and get on board your own boat, your own ship, and you become your own emperor in your own kingdom already. You know, sometimes we have great teachers that are really hard, so we know what to do on our own boat, our own ship, our own, you know, in your own vehicle, mode of transportation, environment, whatever it is. Communication, relationship. This is not this guy doesn't procrastinate. He gets it done before it's forgotten about. Maybe, you know, it's like, even if you know, it's thinking ahead as well. So even if there's something you can't do right away and you know you're going to forget about it, it's writing that note and putting it on like the Post-it on your thing. So when you come, you're like, oh, I knew I'd forget about that. Thank goodness I remembered I'd forget about that. And I put that note there. So let's do it now. So maybe you need to make a time, you know, set an alarm for something that needs to be done at a specific time. And if you think of it now, do it now so you don't forget. And then when it comes through and you need to pursue that thing later, it's ready for you. It's getting prepared, doing what you have to do. So I think this is you, but this could be you helping somebody else. But I feel like if you're turning away from something, it's getting you, it was always preparation to get you on board with something you were really meant to do. That you really feel good in those shoes. You feel powerful, you feel secure, and you feel free. Like you can make good decisions. Like you can change your mind if you want to. You can adapt. And if things come into your kingdom that change the weather that day, you have to change things around. You know, you have to, I'm getting like all of a sudden, if you had like, you know, like an outdoor party or something, like, and you still want to have it outside and say it's rainy, you put up the beautiful tent and beautiful lights inside and you make it work. Or you move everybody inside, you know, and you do something different. You have to adapt and adjust and possibly have like plan A, plan B going on just in case. And, you know, having different maps and not being afraid to have the experience and see which one works best for you that day. So I hope that made sense. This could also be an Aries energy. It's the I am, the first to do it, the first to go, the first to win, the want to have it work, you know, to make it happen. The want to do something the right way. This is having integrity with all of your decisions, you know, being in the driver's seat with everything you decide, all of the reactions you have, and understanding also that feminine energy in you, how your actions always create a reaction, a ripple. You know, just like somebody else's actions towards you, you are allowed to react or change your reaction or have, you know, sometimes you can react to something that hits a button. You don't know why you reacted like that, but you can change the next reaction or your next phrase or the, you know, you can stop. I'm getting something like, you know, if you immediately get a button hit or this person has a button or that's you, instead of reacting the same way over and over, maybe just stop. You know, see that that was a button or that thing that keeps coming back and maybe react different. So it changes. So there's growth and it's not the same button that you're hitting all the time. I'm seeing you go through a different door, a different landscape, down a different hall, and maybe making, like sitting in a different seat, feeling what it's like to maybe do something different today and feeling how maybe doing something outside the, I'm getting outside the box, outside the door, outside something is actually putting you in control. Maybe you needed to get, like go outside, getting nature. I mean, this guy, this emperor has a big emperor throne just in the mountain. There's just like mountains behind him or her. And you're also crowned by a wreath of glory, like victory, growth. You know, you want growth to happen. This guy's pretty wise. You know, he looks wise. He looks mature, wise. He looks sweet, too. He looks like he's thinking a little bit too hard. So maybe you're in your head a little bit too much or somebody else is, and it's time to maybe get out of your head a little bit and maybe stand up, move around. And I see like you have to, I feel like his heart is closed. You know, he has all this armor here, maybe with speaking or saying something, and maybe you just need to relax, like undo the, you know, the button or two, and maybe something will come through easy. You know, I feel like the mountains behind have a breeze and all of his toga should be blowing, and it's not, it's just sort of stern. So maybe you just need to add some breeze, add some change, winds of change into the situation today. See something a different way, look a different direction, and see where you actually need to go, what the better direction is for you, and how far you've come. All right, one more card for the day from the, what you doing down there, Vinny? From the Oracle of Visions by Sierra Mochetti for Thursday, January 5th, 2016. Clarity on the Emperor. Major Arcana number 4. It's usually a male energy, or it's that male ballsy take charge energy in you, ladies. Like, you're going to do it. You're going to make it happen. You don't need anybody else to explain it, tell you what's going on. You're going to do it yourself and show them what's going on. But male energy regardless. So it's taking action, taking charge, and making it happen. All right, let's get one more card for Thursday, January 5th. I think I have to attend to my parrot in a moment. All right, let's get one more card for the day. 3 of action, 3 of rods, for the Emperor, and one more card. Oh, that's cool. I feel like this is almost like that thing with the shoes. This is when there's a meeting in the middle. There's an understanding of the growth and how far you've come and how you were young at one point, and there's always going to be another place in your world where you feel young again, with a new person in a new relationship, in a new position in that new job, in a new vehicle instead of your old one. You know, everything feels different and fresh at times, but you always have that experience coming from the past. You know, how far you've gone, how much growth you've had. And then that wise seer, beautiful, experienced, you know, one in you that's right where you are now with all that experience you have to understand something a different way than you saw it back then. You know, it's understanding when you were a child, you didn't see something the same way as looking back upon it now, and understanding that, you know, maybe it wasn't, I'm getting like a child, like maybe you're learning how something you saw as a child is a totally different meaning now that you see it a different way in your adult shoes. Or you're in that same position now with the child and you get it, you know, or you don't want to ever have the children that you're going to have or have around you, or, you know, if you could even just tell yourself as a child that you would never do that or have that, it's because you had that experience that you can now say that and understand that. And meet in the middle somewhere. It's seeing, you know, where that the horizon meets, you know, seeing where something needs to be let go, where age needs to come, where seasons need to change, and what needs to fall away so new growth can come. I'm getting like, you know, sometimes when there's like a fire or destruction, and then there's barren land, and all of a sudden, you know, there's nothing there, but there's that regeneration underneath the surface the whole time. The bulb's waiting for the seasons to change, and then they come up, and before you know it, there's a whole new forest. There's a whole new chance, a whole new thing to explore, and almost feel like it's new again, even though it might be the same situation over. It might just feel fresh. So, oh, that's cool. I didn't even notice that. The Emperor, number 4, and this is also number 4. So there's a lot of stability coming through, and it starts with a little creativity, a little stepping on the gas to bring that stability in your world, where it all makes sense. That whole horizon starts to come together. Every piece looks like it's, I see like a bigger destiny unfolding, like an unfolding. Like I just saw like a carpet, like I actually, like I see colored carpets, but not just one, like blue and yellow and orange and red and green, and it's almost like you just had to like touch it a little bit, like get it going, and then it just starts unrolling, and you start walking down that path. Maybe a few, or that was, you know, different parts in your world, and now you know which one is good for you now, which is the right vibration for you. But I feel like once you start, it starts to unroll pretty natural. So this is cool. I like that this is 4. Maybe the 4, you know, or like you see the clock at 4:44, or there's a birthday on the 4th, or a date on the 4th. It was just the 4th. Maybe there was a decision on the 4th, or something that just happened on the 4th, and now it's that meeting in the middle to do something new. This is perspective and points of view. I was once like you are now, and I know that it's not easy to be calm when you found something's going on. But take your time, think a lot. Why, think of everything you've got, for you will still be here tomorrow, but your dreams may not. Lyrics from Father and Son, Cat Stevens. There may be no right or wrong. The view is the same, but its perspective is different. Fresh ideas and experience share the same eyes, but a different vision. 2 manifestations of the same person share commonality. One from the fresh, eager innocence of youth, and the other from the calmer, sobering maturity of experience. Both grasp the same mass in unison. Their destinies entwined and ultimately inseparable. At some point, both will see the same vision. You know, it's having that big plan. You know, you're going to go to school for, you're going to have this, you're going to accomplish that. You get totally sidetracked. You know, and then you're walking down a different path and you don't understand why you got sidetracked. Or you pursue that same plan the whole time and you do it and you're right along line, and somewhere down that plan, everything's going perfect, and something comes along and changes the direction, changes your path, changes how you feel about that direction. All of a sudden you have that experience and it's not what you planned at all. So you go a different way you never expected. Or you hit that, you know, that side street the whole time, even though you started to go down the initial plan, and that side street brought you to your ultimate destiny. You know, that journey that you knew you should have been on the whole time, or you didn't know you were on the whole time and you just figured out that you were on the right path the whole time. It's when it all starts to come together and make sense as to why you had to go through something, why you went through something, why you chose something, why you didn't, and getting out of your head a little bit and understanding it all comes to you getting into your own shoes now, so you can see where you're going now a totally different way than you would have how long before. You know, I hope this made sense, guys. This was a pretty powerful reading. There was a lot of energy coming through, so I hope this was helpful. I love you guys so much. I'll see you soon.